Hello everyone, this is Valkyrie Force, and I'm going to be playing Super Contra for the arcade, which came out in 1988. This is the sequel to the original Contra, and I like that this one actually has an intro to it, for one thing. In fact, actually, why don't we listen in on it?
What is this place?
Keep your eyes peeled.
That's just some cool stuff right there, man. It's too bad that wasn't in the NES version, though. But anyway, let's get to this thing. This game's a lot more challenging, I think, than the first Contra. At least for the arcade. But I'm gonna try doing this with the machine gun again. You got all the same weapons coming back, you know, machine gun, and spread gun, laser, and you got something a little bit like a crush gun, I guess, in this one, compared to at least the first Contra. The first Contra, you had the fireball, but here it's a little bit more like a crush gun. Whereas the NES counterpart, Super C, actually had it more like a fireball, or exploding fireball, that is. But yeah, this one's more challenging because you got all these foot soldiers, and you got a lot more RNG type scenarios. It can really bite you in the back, so it's pretty tricky. It's interesting though about the weapons. You got like these upgrades for the spread shot and machine gun. Everything upgrades if you grab the same weapon again. So spread gun fires like 3 shots. If I grab another one, it'll fire 5 shots, etc. See, I got another machine gun, so it fires a lot faster. So you can only upgrade each weapon once. See if I can beat this guy real fast. This would be the boss of Super C, the first level boss, that is. Here it's a little bit more like a mid-boss. I do love that you can just run away from it while it's just blowing up like that. This part gets real tricky. You've got all these guys coming out from every side trying to shoot you. Let's try and see if we can make short work of it. Yeah, and so instead of the 3D looking levels, or whatever you want to call them, you've got these overhead levels in this game. It gets pretty interesting. I actually like these overhead levels better than I like 3D stages. I just think they play out pretty well. I like that you have the freedom to move around a lot more. See the shell I just picked up? It's actually like a bomb. So in a way, I guess this is kind of like the first occurrence of the bomb, somewhat. But the NES version, it's like an item where if you pick it up, it activates right away and it removes all the enemies and the bullets on screen. You know, it eliminates everything on screen at once, basically. So you got some pretty tight scenes like this. A lot of guys shooting at you. I just pretend it's like a maze of bullets moving constantly. Or a maze that keeps shifting. Just keep running between everything, keep firing, you know. All the usual stuff. Run between there, shoot behind you. Probably waste that. Do that. Make short work of the first level. First level. Second level boss, you know what I mean. Anyway, not going too bad so far, but third level is actually where it starts to get difficult, I think. Got these trees in the way, it's just kind of a bother. Got these guys jumping out of the trees, some guys trying to shoot you in the trees, trying to shoot you from the side. It's all that good stuff. See if I can try and do this safe way. That's not too bad. Good old water segment. Of course you're invincible when you go on. Yeah, right as I said that, I should have gone under. Like so. Well, that shows you what that looks like. Got some more mid-boss stuff going on, somewhat. See if we can get this gun. Cool, man. See, there's just so many foot soldiers in this game, it just gets real tricky. You got these little alien guys coming up at this part, and this part's kind of tricky for that reason. Try and be careful and inch forward. These guys are coming down. Okay, I think that's all of them. I think I'm gonna just grab the spread gun here. Usually I like to stick with a machine gun, like I said, but things get pretty tricky. I'm just gonna try and go with the spread, so So this wouldn't be the third level boss in the NES game. This would be the stage 7 boss on the NES. But here, of course, being the arcade game, there's quite a few things different about this game compared to the NES version. It's in stark contrast to the first Contra for the arcade to the NES. Yeah, see, I knew I shouldn't jump there, but it was either jump or duck and get hit. I do like the way this boss looks in this version, though. It looks pretty spooky. I also love that there's these huge explosions in this game. Just seems a lot more action-packed all around, you know? This one feels a lot more Contra, if you will, for lack of a better term. So this level is also unique to the arcade version. Right away we're already in the alien layer levels. Got all these weird things moving around. You want to shoot these guys flying around real quick. So they just sort of try and home in on you sometimes. So, of course that's no good. Let's see here. I'm going to go with that again. I do like the visuals though. It's pretty cool. I remember really wanting to play this game for the longest time. Back before I knew about emulators, I just kind of looked at screens of games like these on websites, and I always kind of wondered, like, man, I wonder if there's like an arcade that has this game somewhere. So I'd love to be able to play it, but yeah. Of course, come the day that I learned about emulators, or at least how I learned to work an arcade emulator. I played this game for the first time in probably 2005. Yeah, it was like the summer of 2005. Okay, this boss is actually pretty tricky. I know it didn't look tricky there, but if you have a weapon, I try and brute force it. Well, actually, either way, I try and brute force it and just try and destroy it before it destroys me. Because it shoots out these little projectiles that kind of home in on you, so... yeah, that's just kind of how it goes down. You never know with these games. Got another shell. This last level is one of the hardest. Got these mouths coming up. I always have a hard time with this. Boy, it's just not playing very friendly. Some of these later parts. That's a laser right there. I don't want that. It's gonna be these little or not little, but these heads popping out like this. This other part coming up, there's gonna be a bunch of projectiles like homing in on me. That's only after I deal with these guys right here. See if I can do this correctly. Really hope I don't have to waste my shell on this next part, so... yeah, this part's always been really tricky. These little things coming in all around. Oh shoot. Oh well. I knew I was gonna get hit. Almost. So coming up here, we got another mid-boss just before the final boss. This guy's pretty tricky, actually. Ooh, man. You know, it's pretty rare I get to this part with a weapon. I always get hit by that boss. So these things are going to pop out. You don't want those to touch you, because they actually damage you. And here's yet another classic boss in the Contra series. Once again, I could just brute force it and just go right up and destroy him. But I'm going to see if I can destroy everything instead. Destroy the arms. Of course, I already got the eyes, but he spews out these little bat-like enemies. And those two things beating like hearts, you can destroy those. But yeah, this was pretty tricky. Most of the time, I remember just trying to beat this guy, just constantly, like, dying and just hitting the fire button constantly, like on the head. That was pretty much how I used to go about it. But now I just like to destroy everything. I think only once I've beaten this game without dying. This game is just like one of the harder Contra games for me. But yeah, I don't think I'd have the patience to try and do that now. Who knows, maybe one day. Highly doubt I'm gonna record it though. So we're almost... well, alright, let's just do it. So yeah, that's the end of Super Contra right there. You can see that little alien escapes out of his head. I'd like to think that's like the final boss. That would later become the final boss of Contra 3 or something. I don't know. At least this game actually has an ending, though, compared to the first Contra for the arcade. But once again, it's just one of those things, you know, classic games, we never really play them for the endings, but it's nice to see a little something at the end. So, anyway, that's Super Contra for you. I think this game is pretty enjoyable. It's definitely challenging, and, well, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I look forward to playing some more Contra games on stream. Maybe I'll play them over stream. I'm kind of thinking about doing something like that, like for the 30th anniversary. Excuse me. So, like, February 20th is the 30th anniversary of the Contra franchise. So, at that point, I'm thinking I'm going to maybe try and play as many Contra games as I can during that point. Oops. Oh well. Anyway, that's about it. I hope you all enjoyed watching me play Super Contra, and, well, that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.